Hi everyone, it's Paul from GuestPoint here, and I'd like to introduce you to version 10 of GuestPoint. Version 10 is our brand new browser-based version of GuestPoint, and being browser-based has lots of advantages. So it can be used on any device with a browser. So that could be a Windows computer that can currently be used, or it could be an Apple Mac computer, or it could even be touch devices such as iPads or Android tablets. It can technically be used on mobile phones as well, as they have browsers, but it's not optimized down to that small screen level yet. But that is something we're going to look at into the future. But really, if you're using it on an iPad or above, you're going to have a great experience. And the great thing as well about our new browser-based version is that it's not anything that you need to transition to. It's already working, it's already linking to our cloud database that already exists. So when you log in for the first time, you're going to see all the information that you can currently see, all of the data that you can currently see in your current Windows application. It will all be there in the browser-based version. And the whole structure of our browser-based version is based off the Windows application version 9 of GuestPoint. There are some subtle differences, and I want to run through those with you today, but what you will see is that the general structure is very much the same. So one of the main differences you'll obviously see is instead of the tabs being on the right-hand side of the screen, we've moved them to the left-hand side of the screen. So we've got our familiar reservations, customers, accounts, management, and dashboard tabs that you'll be well used to. We've also now added a reports tab. And the reports tab contains all of the reports that used to be split between the accounts and the management tabs. We've pulled them into one tab based on customer feedback because we think that's a real advantage to users. It's going to be much easier for you to be able to find your reports now. So I'm going to go through the tabs with you and show you some of the subtle improvements that we've made through the system. So we'll start with the reservations tab here. As you can see, it's really what you'd expect. You'd see the room numbers and the room types down here on the left-hand side. Along the top is the dates. Any events that you've got will show here. Any icons to show if you've got unallocated bookings, anything like that will show here, just like it used to do in the Windows application. If you want to enter a booking, you can double click on the booking, just like you could do in the Windows application, and that will open up the reservation. Also, you'll be pleased to know, even though it's in a browser, you can right click and you can still access the express actions. Now, all the express actions are the same express actions that are available in the Windows application as well. So that should all make sense to you. Move rooms, instant checkouts and instant checkouts, all that functionality is the same as the Windows application. Looking around the screen, we have made some design improvements. There used to be a fair few buttons and options in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and we've spread those out over the whole top section of the screen now. So for example, to make a new reservation, it's now over on the right-hand side here. There's also a little drop down here where you can add holidays and events there as well. But adding a new reservation, you just click on the button and it opens it up here. Or incidentally, while we're here, in the new reservation screen, it's going to look very familiar to you. You've got those steps that run down, but as you move down the screen, if you look along the top here, it actually shows you which step you're on and allows you to jump back to any step at any point. So if you get to the bottom down here to, let's say, the confirmation and you wanted to go back to rates, you can click on rates and it'll take you straight back to the rate screen here. So that's really useful information as well. If you want to enter in a new reservation by double clicking on a space in the reservation plan, you can also do that. And that has the advantage that it'll fill in the dates and the room type and the room number that you've selected, and therefore it will also populate the rates. As you scroll down and you get to the bottom, we had feedback in the past that it was hard to see the booking value in the Windows application. So we've improved that in this one. And there's a little summary along the bottom here that tells you your stay dates, the room number, the reservation number as well, and the booking value before you save that reservation. So there's a few cool little features that we've added that will help you make a new reservation there. Also along the top, you can access recent reservations. So these are all the recent reservations that you've been in already today. You can search for reservations here. You can search for any unallocated bookings here. We've got all the same views that you used to have here, where you can view a monthly view or a detailed view. You can jump to any date you like in the date picker. You can also still drag and drop, by the way, as well. Or drag and drop is actually still available for the reservations, but you can drag to different dates here, up and down, and you can jump back to today at any point, just like you used to do before. If you click on a reservation, it'll highlight it, and then you can move that reservation to a different spot. It will open up the reservation the same way, allowing you to update or not, and then save that reservation. So what you should be seeing is that everything's looking lovely and familiar to you. Along the bottom, that's slightly changed. We used to have today and tomorrow on the left-hand side here. We've now moved all the functions along the bottom into this hovering menu here. So to view all the data for today, it's all in this menu here. And this has been optimized for touch devices too. So you can do all of that on touch devices, but all the same information that was there is still there. It's just in an improved view. You can click on the status report here, and you can see the status report for the day. All the tomorrow information is there as well. Our to-do list, still the same information. You can add your little short notes and tick them off once they're done. And then we've got a legend. Now, all the icons are either the same or extremely similar to the icons we've had before, but if you're not sure what something means at any point, you can check back to the legends. One of the icons that we have improved is to mark when the room is dirty. Rather than have a red dot, we've turned that into a little red broom to make it a little bit more obvious there. But as I mentioned, you can look in the legend at any point here if you're not sure what anything means. All right, so that's the reservation screen. Customers tab. Now, we used to have on the Windows application some statistics on the right, and then 3 different folders for your individual guests, companies, and travel agents. We've just improved the view so that now you start on an overview tab, which gives you all the statistics. And then we've got your guests profiles, companies and agents. You can search, you can select them, you can merge and delete records or send emails. All the same functionality that you had before is available in the browser-based version, in version 10 as well. It's just in a slightly different, improved layout. Looking at the accounts tab, again, we've gone for a similar structure there where we've got an overview. So here's our debtors summary showing our 30, 60, and 90 days debtors, our list of open non-residential accounts, and some additional summary and statistical information. If we go into a debtor that owes us money, let's go into this top one here. It will load the same information as before. We've still got the same current and past transactions tabs that you'll be familiar with. You can make payments, transfers, everything that you're used to be able to do in the Windows application. It's all there in a familiar spot for you. Our management tab has changed a little bit, or let me just jump back. I was ahead of myself there. With the management tab, we have split this into 2 areas. You'll recall with the management tab, there used to be 3 areas. There used to be reports as well, but like I mentioned before, we've moved the reports from the management area onto the reports tab. Same as the accounts tab, actually. The accounts tab used to have some reports. We've moved those onto the reports tab. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. So the management area is now just set into 2 simple areas. We've got the daily tasks and we've got setup information. So daily tasks, all the daily tasks that you're used to performing already, such as rollover, housekeeping management, printing arrival forms, those sort of things, that's all available here. And then in the setup area, we've got our standard rates, dynamic rates, revenue maximizer, and then general configuration for your property here. Having a look at the dynamic rates, it's going to look very similar to you. We have really improved this screen quite a bit though. Rather than showing you 7 days at a time, we now show you 14 days. And we've hidden some of the options away by default, such as the CTD and CTA, closer departure and arrival options, because they're not used very often. But if you want to see them, you can just tick that on to see them. But without those options, it tidies the screen up and makes it a lot easier to use. Again, we've got bulk rate updates. It will work in the same ways that you're familiar to. You can put date ranges in, select the room types that you want to make the changes to, let's say we just want to make that change at the weekend, we can turn those days off, and then you can set the rates, etc., increase the rates, just like you used to be able to do before. Still the same functionality, and it's still nice and simple. Looking at our reports tab here, as I mentioned, we've got the reports that used to be under the accounts tab, under this tab, and all the reports from management, transactions, reservation, customer reports are here. So with our accounts tabs, well, actually just generally looking at the reports now, you'll see some of the reports have a little arrow on them and some of them have a little icon with an eye. If there's this little downward arrow, it means there's more filters that you can attach to that report, or you can select on that report, sorry. So you can select, I want to see my aged debtors as of yesterday, and hit preview. And then that'll show us the debtors reports. Whereas if I just run the trial rollover here and click on that one, it'll just run the report straight away. So it's just a little indication letting you know if that report has more filters. If I take a look at the transaction reports, we've got all the filters that you would apply first here. And these are the most common filters that, that are used. There are additional filters available here before you run your reports. And again, set your filters first, and then you can run the reports from here. Again, the ones with the eyes will run straight away based on those filters. The ones with the arrows have additional filters. Now, in the current version, all of our accounts reports are ready for you. Most of the transaction reports are ready for you. And we're working currently on the reservations and customer reports. Those will be available soon. If you need to run one of those reports, you can still run those reports in the Windows application, and that'll give you all the same data, and we'll get this information, and also we get these reports out to you real soon. The dashboard tab here, let's have a quick look. There's a few areas here. This is the booking source. We've got some nice graphics that will display. Well, let's have a look at the overview here. It'll give you your average occupancy, RevPAR, all that information before. It's just in a slightly nicer view. You can change your preferences here. There's all sorts of customization that you can do in the dashboard. So check that area out. Moving down, let's move back to the reservations plan. Actually, I like to see that colorful view. So yeah, moving down at the bottom, there's a little option here, email services. This is where you can see any emails that haven't been sent yet that are in the queue to send. You can view portals from here, like configure your online check-in portal, for example. We've got a new help center here. The help center's basically an online manual to show you how the system works. And then we've got a little what's new area here. And the what's new area will give you updates. Whenever we make an update to the system, we add new features, etc. We'll give you a little video here or a little bit of text or both, and let you know what we've done in the system. So that's really a cool new feature there. That's what's new area. So shortly we'll be providing updates for those additional reports that aren't quite ready for you. And then the other thing that we'll be adding real soon that isn't quite ready is the group reservation functionality. So if you currently manage any, if you currently use the group management functionality in your Windows application, you'll still be able to do that in there. You'll still be able to see all the individual reservations here in the version 10, but you just can't manage it at that group level. So if you right click on a group booking, it will still have the little blue dot to let you know it's a group. If you right click on it, you won't have the option that says edit group reservation yet. So if you need to use that functionality, just continue to use the Windows application for now. We will update that shortly so that you'll be able to do that in version 10. That shouldn't take too long at all. When we do update it, we'll let you know in that what's new area as well. So I hope that's been useful. I hope you're as excited about this as we are. As you can see, it's nice and responsive. It's great that it can be used on any device, and you can take it on the fly with you. You could be in a restaurant, quickly update your rates, and then get back to dinner. Anything like that. There's lots of advantages to our new browser-based version. So I hope you have fun using that. If you have any issues or questions along the way, as always, you can email support@guestpoint.com or give our support team a call, and we'll help you out. Thanks very much for your time. Bye-bye.